Yeah.
All right,
good
ready? So Lightyear. So like the
one.
movie.
All right, shut the up.
I've been trying to start for like 15 minutes. So Lightyear. Welcome back, boys. We're here to talk about a new Disney original, Lightyear, which is a new take on a very old story. This is the movie in the Toy Story universe that Andy had seen that inspired him to buy the Buzz Lightyear toy in Toy Story 1, who is the new toy on the block in Toy Story 1. There is a lot of stars in this movie. Chris Evans, who voices Buzz, Kiki Palmer, who voices Izzy, Peter Son, who voices Socks, and then Taika Waititi, who voices another Mo in the cast. But so a very big cast and a very high budget movie, very well animated, I think. But let's go into first reactions, and we shall start with Kevin.
Yeah, so first reactions were kind of weird. I feel like if you asked me my first reactions, like, within the first, like everything except the last 20 minutes of the movie, I'd say it's, like, really, really good and, like, go watch it. But, like, then it gets a little weird and, like, there's a lot of, like, and I know it's an animated film, right? Like, I know this is a Pixar movie and, like, there's suspension of disbelief, but there's some, like, holes and like weird fallacies and things that I pointed out that I'm like it just story wise didn't make sense. Like I felt like they could have spent a little more time crafting the story, and just making it flow a little better without like as many holes, like plot holes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I thought it was a cute movie. It was a fun movie. I mean, it did the whole Pixar tearjerker, shit that they always do. So. Not my favorite Pixar movie, and I really like Pixar movies, but not my favorite. But not bad, just there are annoying things in it, if that makes sense, that just kind of irk me. So, overall good, and the animation is just, it always gets, like, better. Like every time, it's just, like, it gets better
Stellar.
and better, and, yeah, it's just so pretty and, like, nice to watch. So yeah, overall okay. Just kind of some weird stuff in the ending wasn't like my favorite. But Joey?
Yeah, no, I would agree that it's very well done. There are a lot of like little things I could nitpick and complain about and say, oh, that's a weird hole, weird decision. Wouldn't do that myself, but it's not enough for me to be like, oh, it's a bad movie.
Kevin, you're 10 years old,
Kevin,
dude. Kevin, you're 10 years old.
Weird hole, weird decision. Wouldn't make it myself. sorry.
Gracious.
Okay, I missed that.
This
I
is a
was like,
kid's
what?
No, Kevin literally started dying as soon as you said that.
All right, sorry.
But no, I really liked the animation. I almost disagree with you that the last 20 minutes is where you lost it, because I thought that was more exciting, and like the first 30, 40 minutes of the movie kind of feel a little bit repetitive, or just like in a cycle that is going to be ending, and you're just kind of waiting for it to end, and they do the tearjerker portion during that. We won't spoil what happens, but I don't know, I really liked it. I kind of broke our rhythm with this one because I watched it about a month ago.
Whoa.
And then actually just like refreshed
Mm-hmm.
right before this. So before I did the refresh, I remember thinking like not too memorable. And that's where I was like, oh, like maybe I wouldn't recommend it. But then I was like watching back again more recently, and I was like, oh, like, this is really good. Like I actually really enjoy this. Like I like the animation. I like the space sequence, and just the fact that they're doing animation in space was just really well done and cool. So I enjoyed it. It was a good watch, very nostalgic. Again, not their best, because I think it was a little bit more of just like a money
grab.
Money
So,
grab.
let's add
because-
this cat so we can sell more toys.
Oh, I loved Socks.
Dude, Socks
Don't-
is a great
don't start with
character.
that. I love that. But yeah, like there's like something like that. It's like there's no mention of Socks in any of the Toy Stories beforehand,
Mhm.
even though this movie was supposed to come out in 1995 and little things like that. But I enjoyed it.
Nice. You're also a space boy, Joey. Like you, I actually anticipated you'd be.
Love space.
Yeah, I thought you'd be more enthusiastic because like you like that as a story beat and an aesthetic more often.
I do. I really do. I didn't love. Actually, the hostile planet that they land on, I thought was kind of exciting and fun.
Mhm.
Just since that it's like hostile, but then they like make it comedic almost afterwards.
So Joey,
because they
you
adapt to it.
Joey,
so
you
well.
don't play
There's a
a
really
lot.
pretty space shot too.
Yeah, Joey. So
There's
you don't
a couple,
play.
but there's one really good one.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool. I honestly, the animation in this movie is absolutely stunning.
Mhm.
Like, absolutely stunning. And I want to get into that in detail in the spoiler section. But, Joey, you don't play a lot, not to completely tangent, but Joey, you don't play a lot of video games. There is a video game that I feel like you would really enjoy. I recommend you go look up No Man's Sky.
He would
like,
really love that.
He would. It's all about exploration, and there's an engine that like creates planets, and they're all random. So it's like you will get to a planet that no one's ever been to before, but like, and it's like ever expanding.
Love it.
So it's like you can run into other players or planets that other players have been to, but like you'll see signs of them or like something that they left behind. You know what I mean? Like, and then you can also explore the planet, like see what they did. So it's just a very
Okay. We'll have to check it out.
yeah, it's cool. But back to the movie. I think that this was a very well done story, and I think it was simple, but it was charming, and it was a really compelling, simple narrative, which I think that's all you really need to be in these movies, you know? And I think they did a good job of kind of setting up like an overarching plot line and really not giving you a lot of detail, but giving you enough like of like a substantial subplot in the kind of beginning 2/3 of the movie to like keep you interested all the way through. I also kind of want to commend the movie, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but I think there's a little bit of like time dilation that they touch in this movie. I don't want to say
A little
how,
bit.
yeah, but like they touch time dilation in this movie, and I think that was done very well, and I think it was a really cool story beat. You know, they used it as a cool plot device, and I think that overall, like I really like the story, and like it's a longer movie. I believe it's like an hour. Hold on.
It wasn't too bad. It was like an hour 40.
Yeah, hour 40, hour 45.
It's an hour 40, but like
For an
There's like
animated
15 minutes of
minute
credits.
Oh, that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really not that long. So
the
it's-
actual movie's not bad.
yeah, it was really good though. I think it was. I had a lot of fun watching this one. So, you know, I think. Do you guys want to talk about any? Do you guys want to do click play or keep scrolling?
Of course.
All right.
That's the
Yeah.
format of our
That's
show.
why we're here for.
That would be the format. Shut up. All right, let's start. I started with Kevin, but let's start with Joey for click play or keep scrolling.
Yeah, I'm gonna click play. It's a good watch.
Kevin.
Keep it short and sweet. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm click and play. I don't know. I don't know if there's really any Pixar movies I would pass on and just say. But like, if there was one, it would probably be this. Like, if it was like pick however many
Cut
there are. Say there's
one
20 Pixar
Pixar
movies,
movie
leave
from
one
there.
out. It's probably this.
Yeah, I think that like
Even though I love, and let me preface this with, one of my favorite Pixar movies is Toy Story. Like the Toy Story series, like it was like one of my like first movies that I saw like growing up. Like just like Toy Story is very big to me. There's a lot of pictures of me when I was a little kid with like the Buzz Lightyear. I had the pack with the retractable wings and shit. Like I was all about it, and like it's one of my favorites. But like this, I'm not so sold on.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that sentiment. So I am also going to click play on this. I really liked it, and I think that they did a good job. And I think that they did because there's been like a lot of like again like growing up. There's been like I think there's been a couple different Buzz Lightyear shows, and like I feel like and I don't remember much of like Buzz Lightyear content because I haven't seen it in over a decade. But this felt new. Yeah, you know, like it felt new and it felt like a cool story to be told about space without it being kind of overwhelming. It's like in its own little sandbox. So
Well, and I like what you said because it does feel new, and from a viewer's perspective, that's nice. But at the same time, in the universe of Toy Story, this movie has always existed.
Yeah.
essentially. And there's a lot of characters in this movie that are never mentioned, which I get. It's about Buzz Lightyear. But I don't know. I guess that's like kind of like they're trying to do, I think, what Marvel does, and like they play into like the 10 movies down the line and do throwbacks. I don't think Disney did that or Pixar did that early enough with the Toy Story movies to like.
Yeah.
This could have been a huge punch if there was like connections to Toy Story that like as adults you'd be like, oh my god, like these characters existed this whole time and we just never saw or thought to ask.
Or it's
who
like
they
in the
are,
background somewhere.
Bring to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, not that that's a reason to not watch this, but I think that's a reason for me to question, like, should this feel new?
Yeah.
Or should it feel more like purely nostalgia, kind of like, good times?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
That's interesting. Yeah. It's definitely like, it does toe that line of like, there are nostalgic points because there's a lot of like nods to the original Toy Story movie, but it does I think the story in and of itself feels new, but I agree that there's a lot of like you're playing with rebooted material, you know what I mean? So it's it's always gonna feel it's gonna hit two chords, and I agree that it's interesting to see like which one does it hit really more, or which one rings more true to our listeners. Let us know in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think this is more of a new take, or does it kind of feel more just kind of like another reboot? So let us know what you think about that. Do you guys have anything else before we go into spoilers?
No, sir.
No, sir. All right. I like that.
I rest my case.
I rest my case. I digress. We digress. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're almost at 100 subscribers. Please help us make that push. It really helps us out. Go follow us on Instagram at @flicks_fellas. Also, we're available anywhere you can find your podcast, Spotify, Apple. Leave a review on Spotify. It helps us out. And we'll see you after the break.